experience that I had.
Whoa. Okay, now.
This is how I get my testimony about Jesus Christ, and He's actually my Lord and my protector, and looked after me while I was in England. This is my first experience, and I was transferred to Birmingham, or in that area. I was transferred there.
About what age or year?
Oh, I can remember, probably in 67, 66.
And about how old were you?
21.
Okay.
And I was transferred to that region around Birmingham. And I had to haul all the equipment, from the last place, and my own luggage, and took the train to Birmingham. And of course, somehow the supervisor didn't come to take me to the new location.
You had to go on your own?
And I had to go on my own on the train, which is fine. And, it's been 6-7 months, or 7-8 months that I was in England. My language skill has improved significantly. And but when I got there, I went to a few hotels, and she said, we had a conference here. Everything is booked. And I said, no, what am I going to do next? Am I going to sleep in the train station or elsewhere? So I left my luggage, except my small luggage, and in the train station. During those times, there are lockers that you can put luggage there. And went up, tried to find a place to live, and couldn't find it anywhere. So in the dark corner, I said, maybe I should pray. Yeah, the idea just came. And I did. I prayed, and I said, look, I'm in trouble, and got nowhere to stay. You have to help me. And as soon as I finished it, a man came and he said, young man, are you in trouble? And I said, yeah. I can find a place to stay. He said, oh, go to YMCA, and they might have a place for you. So, and then he told me about, how to get there. And halfway down, this same man rushed down and said, oh, I forgot to tell you not to turn on that street, because that's the wrong street, and they're making repair on that street. Why don't I take you there? And I thought, wow, he is nice. So he took me there, and he actually asked the lady at the counter, and he said, would you phone around and see if there are any places, since you don't have one for them, because she told us that they were booked as well. And this lady phoned around and found a bed and breakfast. And that was 9 o'clock, late at night.
Wow.
And so she told me, you take this bus and that bus, or this bus, and we'll get you there. And this man said, oh, I'm going to that direction.
Goodness, really?
Yeah. And he took me all the way there, got off the bus, and went in with me and got me settled down before he left. And I thought, this is a miracle. To this day, I only remember the man. I don't remember his face or anything. Didn't even ask his name because I was stressed out. And when I told people, he said, oh, maybe that is one of the 3 Nephites. I said, no, just a kind man and an angel of the Lord on earth to help me out. That was I built because of that experience. Today they talk about, acting upon it. And I thought about that a little bit.
Yes.
Because I prayed and acting upon it, so the blessing came.
Yes.
And that's how I built my first testimony about prayer.
Thank you for
And yet years later, I lost that testimony because I didn't want to pray.
What do you mean?
I went to Lake Tahoe to work. In the summertime,
Lake Tahoe.
they allow you to go off campus to
Lake
work.
Tahoe. Lake Tahoe,
And
right?
so I went to Lake Tahoe and worked in the casino. Not as
He corrected.
attendance for the gambling, but in the restaurant. And after I went back to BYU, I didn't want to pray. Yeah, the influence was that bad.
Because you
I
didn't
did
pray
not
while you
want-
were there?
I did,
You did
I
pray while
did.
you were at Tahoe?
but as soon as I got back to BYU, I said, don't want to pray. And
how long did that last?
Thankfully, there was, BYU, they have family home evening groups.
Yes.
One sister, her name is her last name is Hales. I can't remember the first name. And we call her grandma because she's a little bit older. And she said, Terry, if you don't want to pray, you kneel down until the Lord said you can now get up. So I practiced on what she told me. And then starting from there, I pray.
Wow. So you
Okay.
had shared with her that you didn't feel like praying?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in the family room evening group, we often talk about things, talk about your life experience and everything. So after she heard the story, she actually literally told me, she said, you do that.
Grandma saved you.
Grandma saved me.
Oh,
So it has got its ups and downs, just like anybody else, I suppose.
yeah,
You know?
that's right. We all have them.
Yeah, we all have them. So that's how I got my testimony on prayers. And that's how I lost my testimony in prayers.
And how you got it back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I still went to church. That's not a problem.
Right.
And I still pay my tithing. That's not a problem because they're used to doing those things. But you just didn't want to do it.
The heart wasn't.
The heart wasn't there, yeah. So not until she told me you have to do it, so I did it and
Came back.
came back. Yeah.
That's well, that kind of goes along with what we talked about in Sunday school, that you have to nourish it. or-
Yeah, that is so true. Yeah, you really have to nourish it, and there is bad influence around, no doubt about that. And because of that influence, you just kind of lost it, or lost a portion of it. And so I'm glad she told me to do it.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Hey. Hi. Yeah, you going to bed now?
No.
No, not yet. Not quite. Me, you don't have to go to bed till 11.
12.
12. Yeah, right. Dream on.
I will.
I will dream on that.